So the one that looks all big, beefy, and red and nice and swollen up, that's the last one. That's the most recent. So that one will be the one you want to put last. The one that looks like deeper, more like crater-like, that would be like one of the first ones. And the one that's got all the goop and stuff on it, that's going to be the infected one. Hi, my name is Nicole Alday. I am the nurse practitioner here at New Era Wellness Center. And recently I had to have a large tumor removed from my back. And as that process tends to be pretty lengthy because it was quite large, it was about 8.5 centimeters by 8.5 centimeters by about 3.5 to 4 centimeters deep into my lower back. It was a pretty in-depth process. So I had to use a wound vac to help the wound start to close up. Because what our intention is to go ahead and do a skin graft. But the wound healing was delayed. It wasn't healing as quickly as it should be healing. So during that process, it had gotten infected. So I had gotten pretty aggressive, and having the resources here that I have, I started being pretty aggressive with ozone treatments, but I also did hyperbaric treatment. So what the hyperbaric helped improve my infection exponentially and super quick. So I had lost the wound vac, taken that off to help it to allow it to heal. But the first picture you're going to see is when everything first started out for me. So I had had this large mass on my back since my military days, and it was discovered and just kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So you're going to see that this actually goes pretty deep into the skin. The second picture you're going to see is the actual infection itself. So the infection started about 2 weeks ago. So that's when I started getting pretty aggressive about making sure that I finished the course of antibiotics. However, being on antibiotics and then getting into the hyperbaric chamber, that actually increases the efficacy of that antibiotic by almost 2 times. So it helped the infection heal even faster. So between the hyperbaric chamber, taking the antibiotics like I should, making sure I had a good proper protein diet to help support all of that. The third picture you'll actually see was a picture that was just taken yesterday. So the wound looks exponentially better to the point where I'm actually ready for the skin graft finally. So if it weren't for being able to get these treatments here, I would still be on a longer road to treatment before I would actually be able to get that skin graft completed. So the way that would work is the hyperbaric chamber increases the oxygen to the area so that I can actually heal faster, increases the blood flow. So I'm delivering more white blood cells to that area. Also helps with ATP production so that I can actually rejuvenate and heal faster because that energy from the mitochondria is there. So there are so many things that are so beneficial from doing the hyperbaric chamber that it was pretty much stupid of me not to even do it, especially when the resource is right here and so easily accessible. There are lots of other things that you can actually use to make sure that you're drinking plenty of water, because that's going to help with the circulation. But all of those things in conjunction with the increase in your lymphatic flow when you're in the hyperbaric chamber, all of it together, you can see the pictures. They're evidence of their own really nasty infection with the undermining of about 4, which means that the wound itself had a long way to grow up to the skin where we could do something. And the undermining of the wound just yesterday was 0.2, and that's in 2 weeks' time. You can't beat that. That's evidence right there to prove to you that hyperbaric chamber is something that's, an underutilized golden tool to help you get better.